I'm really excited to be here at Lapage Primary School in Bradford, doing the one thing I love the most, being out on the sites and looking at the finished product once the installation's gone in place. And more importantly, I've actually been the person that designed this with the head teacher Richard Grogan to make sure we provide a stunning outdoor provision for their early years department. Come and take a look at this and I'll explain each and every feature and why we've included it within this fabulous development. So here we are now in the main outdoor provision for the early years area. Before, this area was just literally tarmac with lots of old rubber wet paw, lots of old timber, and the investment was absolutely necessary. But as you can see, really nice, natural, in keeping outdoor area, which this bit is focusing on the physical development side. So we're really wanting to focus on those chest muscles, those shoulder muscles, fine motor skills, and obviously all the general gross motor skills. So what we've included within this area, as you can see, is a traversing wall. This traversing wall is superb. It gives children the opportunity to do grip, to do leg, to do hand-eye coordination, exercises here. So you can see there's a great challenge there. It makes sure that their arms are up here, not down by the sides, because we're trying to get these shoulders going and get that grip working. So they've been carefully positioned to ensure children are having to reach for those and to grip quite tightly. Then we've got just a bit of a fun challenge in basically, again, we wanted to make sure that the footwork and handwork works. So they've got to traverse across the rope, they've got to grip all the way, and their shoulder positions are here. They're not down low, they're here, to make sure that we continue to trigger those chest and shoulder muscles, which is very important. Again, all of the area of the body here is challenged because these move as the children look to traverse across. So they've really got to think about how they go from A to B. So the physical challenge is there. Then we've got a general play tower. We wanted to incorporate things like crawling skills. And as you can see around here, we've got the grip, we've got the rope work, and we've got a rope here, which enables children to pull. So we've got a variety there of pulling, crawling, gripping, where they can then go through the tunnel and they can do the crawling, which is their knee and their hands. And that is very important for things like tracking words on a page. Children's crawling activities actually connects to that in the classroom. So it's a really important skill to have, and it's a really important feature to have within outdoor provision. On this play tower, we've also included a slide. Now I know some teachers will say we don't need a slide in early years because that's what a community play park will provide, and I agree. However, children also learn through emotion, they develop through emotion, and the thrill of going down the slide, the excitement of play also has a role to play. So as long as we've got the very important ingredients included where we've got focused exercises, why not have a bit of fun? One that I always incorporate within the play area of an outdoor provision are the jungle bars. Now, depending on where you go around the country, you'll get some teachers say, no, absolutely not having jungle bars because it may twist an ankle or they may hurt themselves. But the reason why a child isn't being able to get from A to B on a jungle bars is because those muscles aren't there. The grip's not there, the shoulder's not there, the chest muscles aren't there, and this is the perfect one to exercise those areas. It's hard, it's challenging, but as well as that, outside of the physical opportunity, it's open-ended. So we can use this for den making, you can use it for weaving, it can be used for hanging. There's so many different features around the jungle bars that can be done within the outdoor early years area. One of my favourite products, and I always include it in my schemes, and you'll start to see when I do a design, it's all very much a bit like this, very natural, very in keeping, a little oasis in terms of outdoor areas. But we've got the block paving roadway. The block paving roadway in the centre then, the mountain and mine, so another opportunity for tunnels, for mounds, for different levels. But here we have a block paving roadway, and we do it as block paving because we want that texture, we want that sensory enrichment, that texture experience. So when the children are on their trikes on a block paving roadway, they will feel a difference in texture from when they go around here and when they go up here onto this wet paw ramp. So up to this point, the children will feel a feel underneath their wheels. As they go over the wet paw ramp then, they will feel no noise, and they will feel no feeling under the wheel. It'll just be smooth. Now that's ideal because it brings a different experience as they travel around the track. As well as that, it can be used as a barefoot pathway, so it's not just simply a physical development track. In the middle, we've got some nice artificial grass to bring some different textures, to bring some different colour, and an area for kids just to sit and do different teacher-led activities if the teacher wants to set this up for certain things throughout the school day. Lapage Primary School told me that they've got a very keen connection to gardening and growing. So in this area here, we thought we'd integrate some mark making so they can make notes in terms of what it is that they're growing. So the mark making exercise, again, large boards, large chunky boards, again, so they can do circles, they can get the shoulder, they can get the grip, they can create friction through using chalk. I'm not a big fan of whiteboards because I don't think you can gain that, but with chalkboards they get that friction through the chalk and it's very good for their fine motor skills. But more importantly, it's purposeful. It's not just there as a mark making board, it's there to make notes, it's there to gather data, gather information from a lesson that they can do then inside this wonderful garden area that we've set up for the school. So we've got planting here if they want to grow food through this allotment planter. We've also got these herb planters here where they can grow lavender or different types of plants for different smells, and they can grow up the trellising. We have a bug house hotel where if it was me, I would simply pour soil all over this and look to attract all sorts of wildlife so the kids can go and discover, they can go and learn about the world and understand about wildlife and nature. We've also got then the kitchen area. Now, some people call them mud kitchens, some people call them creative kitchens, or any loose fill item can be used. But this kitchen here is there, child height, age appropriate, for them to go and be messy, do the messy play, do the creative stuff, and mix all sorts of wonderful things and allow the children's imagination to go wild. Little storage facility as well. It's always very important for children to have their own facilities in terms of resources. So this now enables them to open up. We've got different shelves there for them to be able to store the resources. And we also have got blackboards, again, mark making boards on the front with a purpose so they can label what resources are in there, whether it be mud resources, whether it be water resources, sand resources. The kids can be in charge of putting them out, putting them away, labelling up the signs so they can change it as and when they wish to change it, and it's not just a permanent structure throughout the year. So really, with this really natural play area, I think you'll find now that the school are absolutely blown away, not only by way of its appearance, because it does look stunning, how long lasting it's going to be, the guarantees that are attached to it. This will not have to have any investment on it now for at least 8 to 9 years when the first warranty will expire. The timber's here for a good 20 years by way of its guarantee, and it is just set up now for fantastic outdoor learning opportunities, because child development in the formative years is a critical area of focus. If we don't get it right when they're 3 to 5, the schools will be constantly catching up in primary school. So it's pivotal, it's absolutely essential that we get the outdoor provision correct, but more importantly, that it offers progression from indoor provision. There's no point going outdoors and doing the same thing that you would do indoors. So it really gives that added challenge, that added experience, and something that they can really enjoy using.